This conversation is for people who would benefit out of like media in China and someone who's trying. Steven, how you got interested in filmmaking and videography. So what led towards the course that you chose?
Sure, yeah.
Which was film.
Yeah, so first of all, should we have some tea first?
Let's go.
And then check it out, beautiful teapot. Yeah, this is the second brew.
This is the second brew. Yeah.
So,
I didn't realize you could actually do.
You just want to add the time a bit longer, the brewing time, because it will be slightly not as strong. The tea won't be slightly acid.
What should be the brewing time then?
It depends on like the ratio of how much leaves you put in, what the water is, how much water you put in. But like, I would say for the first brew, like a minute would be fine. Assuming you're drinking the tea like black with no milk, you're not adding anything, you just want it pure. 60 seconds is good. I think I've always been really creative, really into the arts, and like, always been really creative, just based on hobbies and interests and things like that. When I was little, I loved to draw, really into drawing. So for a while.
Are you good at drawing?
I wouldn't say so. Okay. I wouldn't say so. I wish I was better than I actually am. Maybe I pretend to be good at drawing, but not actually. No, but when I was like, 10, I'd love to draw. And then so I kind of considered, if I love drawing, maybe I could consider doing like graphic design at uni. I kind of, when I was like 13, 14, I kind of considered that. So graphic design was actually initially what I was planning on studying at uni. But when I turned 14, 15, I started just playing with my dad's camera because my dad's a photographer. He makes videos too.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's not just you becoming creative by yourself, but actually it runs in the family.
Yeah. My dad's got his camera and he's always like making videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So my dad, he has a camera, like a basic point and shoot. And so when I was like 15, I would just take his camera and just go out and take photos with it.
What photos would you take?
I take like street photos, architecture. I'd go out and about in like towns and in the city, photographing buildings and places.
And this was when you were 15 years old.
Yeah. So,
and then the evolution of videography and photography did like spurred from there.
It began as just a hobby, which was just taking photos. I enjoyed that. And then when I was 16, I saved up a lot of money and I bought my first camera. And I was like, okay, this is my camera now. Don't need to borrow dad's camera.
Right.
So I started taking photos a lot more. Obviously and if you have a camera, like modern cameras, mirrorless cameras or DSLRs, if you take photos, they'll often have very good video features too. So I started playing around with videos, shooting videos as well, because I have the camera to do it. And then I kind of considered, at 16, I was like, okay, what do I want to study at uni? So obviously I love photography, so I was like, great, maybe I'll study photography. And then I shifted away from graphic design and then started considering looking at photography courses.
So you had considered graphic designing in the beginning?
Yeah, that was my like original plan.
Right.
When I was like, my original plan when I was 13.
That's a movie as well.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie is in it. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but then I shifted from my, I guess, career goals or university degree choice, shifted from graphic design into photography. But then I kind of looked into photography, I started to realize actually, like in some ways, photography is really, really tough to pursue as a full-time career. And it's like, unless you have a very, very specific niche, it's very difficult to actually have a full-time career doing photography. And
that specific niche could be what, like weddings?
Weddings, yes, exactly. Weddings, product photography.
Nature.
Yeah, nature. But I realized there's a kind of photography that I like to do, which is like landscape photography, architecture photography. I enjoy doing that for fun.
Yeah.
But often, like, that's the kind of photography that doesn't really make much money. So I kind of realized, okay, this is my hobby.
Yeah.
It's not actually a very good career option.
Yeah.
And so I started realizing, oh, actually, photography is my hobby, but actually when I considered what I want to do for a career, I realized actually videography, filmmaking, that is a much more, I guess, broader, there's a much broader area that I could potentially look at.
And for anyone who's listening and watching, for them to be pursuing a career in photography or videography, would that be a wise decision for you?
I think, like,
for them,
everybody loves taking photos these days. Anyone can pick up a camera. Anyone can start pursuing photography or videography just as a hobby, as a passion. And if that's you, like, go for it. Do it. But if you really want to pursue it as a career, it's very, very important to know what your niche is and to know what separates you from the thousands of people who are in the exact same position.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah. It's so important. Otherwise, like, if you go on like Insta or YouTube, it's just a lot of the same thing. You see a lot of the same thing. It's it's a very saturated like industry.
And if just to understand it a little better, why do you think it's becoming more saturated now?
In some ways, I think like the quality, or having cameras that are of a very, very high quality, that take high quality photos, high quality videos, has become a lot more accessible in the last 10 years. Whereas like back in the day, like in the 80s, you needed to have very, very specific and very, very expensive equipment to be able to take videos or film at the time.
So you think the accessibility to these cameras?
Yeah, I think, that's right. It's becoming more accessible, which is great. It's becoming more democratic. Anyone can pick up a camera. It's becoming a lot more available.
Yes.
But because of the increase in availability, that means like not the demand increases, but the supply of photographers and videographers has also increased. And
do you think, let me frame it this way. Do you think this is a concern for people like yourself, and even I want to, do stuff in videography and photo. Do you think that is a concern? If you don't know your niche, you're going to struggle a lot.
I think it's very important to have very realistic expectations of what you're doing and why you're doing it. And so for me, like, this started out not as a career thing. This was a hobby. This is a passion.
Yeah.
And I think if that's where you're starting, you will begin to develop your niche naturally, and you'll be able to find a niche naturally, because you're not, when I'm 16 with a camera, 16 years old, taking photos, I'm not thinking about, okay, I'm doing this because I need a paycheck. I'm doing this just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
And that's where it begins. And I'd say if anyone who wants to get into photography or videography, make that your baseline of where you start. Create not because you're needing to be able to pay bills. Create just for the sake of creating.
Just for the fun.
Just for the
fun.
Just
because you enjoy it.
Yeah. That's where you want to start. And then naturally, if you progress with experience or knowledge, you'll pick up skills and you'll find your niche naturally.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with what you just said.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about a media or a video project that you worked on and you're really proud of?
Yeah, passion projects are so important. Yeah, if you have something that you're passionate about, make a video about that. For me, I think the video that stands out to me the most, that I kind of look back on with the most pride, is a video that I made just before I left China. So just before I moved from China to the UK.
Right.
And yeah, I grew up in China. I was born in China. And I lived there from when I was born right up until I was 18. And then in my final year, the last like 12 months, when I was 17, about to turn 18 years old, I just started capturing shots of like just everyday life of like me and my friends. And the idea was like, I wanted to kind of preserve and remember what it was like to grow up in China, to live in the city, and what life was like. And at the end of my time there, like right before I moved, I kind of edited all the clips together and made a passion project about that, kind of just captured what my life was like when I was 17, 18 years old in China. And it's like it's like a memory for me, preserving a memory. And it was really special for me, because to do that just before I left China and moved to the UK, it was kind of like it sounds a bit cheesy, I know, but it feels like it was a parting gift. It was like, I'm leaving this chapter, closing this chapter, end of an era. This is how I want to remember it, and I'll make a video about it.
And you made the video.
Yeah. And it was like, what was really special about it is that like a lot of my friends who were in a very similar position, who were also just finished high school, was about to leave. It was for just as much for me as it was for them. A summary of what life was like. And yeah, it was like all of our memories just captured there. So yeah.
So you mentioned you were born in China.
Yeah.
And you lived there for a little bit before you moved to the UK.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How many years did you say you lived there for?
I was 17 when I moved to the UK, but like growing up, I kind of moved back and forth between China and UK a few times. So if you like measured up month by month, it wouldn't be like, it may be about 13 or 14 years in total. But yeah, I was 17 when I moved.
So can you paint the picture? What was it like for little Stephen, who was coming back and forth from China to the UK, and then finally moving to the UK?
Yeah.
What was going on in your head?
So much. Like change was normal.
Yeah.
Like everything was constantly changing all the time. And so like, yeah, growing up in China, I went to school in China. But every time we moved back to the UK or moved from China to the UK, I'd be pulled out of school, and then I'd temporarily, for like one term or one semester, I'd go to a local school in the UK. So I experienced a bit of British, like, the education system, and then I moved back, and then I'd go back into school again in China. For context, my family, we were primarily based in China, but every 2 years we'd move back to the UK just for like a few months. And that just meant I was constantly moving around, and it meant like a lot of my friendships were like very like periodic, like on and off, pause, stop. Yeah. And so for my friends in China, I would go most of the time, spending most days with them, but then every now and then I'd go to the UK and have to say goodbye to them all. And it was like, I said a lot of goodbyes to friends. Saying goodbye was something I did a lot.
Was that why you, like, the travel bug hit you? Because of
maybe.
Because I've seen a lot of your stuff on Instagram. I do follow you, and I like the stuff that you post. So you're doing a lot of travels recently. So was it this beginning of your travels, would you say?
Very probably. Yeah, I think, my family, like, we traveled obviously between the UK and China quite a lot. But even then, like, even within China, my family, we would often travel to elsewhere, other parts of China, or we would go on holiday to Thailand a lot. Thailand, Thailand was like my main holiday destination.
Really?
Growing up. Yeah.
So you used to go to Thailand a lot?
Yeah, like almost every year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I've got very many happy memories in Thailand.
Did you ride an elephant there?
Yeah, I did.
The white elephant.
Not the white elephant, but...
Isn't white elephant like a thing in Thailand?
I don't know.
That's what I thought.
I don't know if... Is it a breed? It's
a type of elephant that are predominantly in the region of Thailand. That's what I have heard about. I've not been to Thailand, so please don't quote me on that. The traveling started to happen, and you were going to Thailand a lot of the time. Was it summer? Was it...
It would often be like in the winter, actually, when it was really cold in China. And then we'd go to Thailand and it would be like, 30 degrees. This is amazing.
And then, just to get the timeline straight, and then you moved to the UK after you turned 17. Right?
Yeah. So I had just finished high school. And I was like basically 18, about to turn 18. So I had finished high school and I was getting ready to start uni. And by then I decided, I'm going to study in the UK. I'm going to go to a British university. So I had already known, at that point, I'm going to be moving to the UK when I turn 18.
So tell me, what was the biggest culture shock you experienced when you moved to the UK?
I don't know if it's like counts as a culture shock, but for me, I went from living in a massive city in China, it was like 8 million people to a small town of like 200,000, which to me is tiny. I know to a lot of other people that 200,000 is like, whoa, this is the big town, but to me it was going from this massive metropolitan massive city to a very quiet, in my opinion, and from my perspective at least, when I was 17, 18, a very quiet town. And so that was the biggest adjustment for me, was going from city life, hustle bustle of city life, Chinese in China, to a quiet British town.
Did you move to Bournemouth initially?
I initially, when I moved and turned 18, I did a gap year in Kent.
Kent.
Yeah, of all places.
Nice.
Most people go to like Kenya or like go to Thailand for the gap year.
I would.
Kent.
I would go to Thailand if I had the opportunity. So you moved to Kent for your gap year.
Yeah, I did an internship.
Right.
For 1 year, a 12-month internship in media production. And I got to work in a professional work environment in an office, doing a lot of like graphic design, some photography, some videography, and just learning for 12 months, like before starting uni, what it's like to work as a media professional. And then I started university at Bournemouth University, doing film production. And I felt like for me, doing it that way round gave me a lot more confidence in my own ability of like not in my or not in my skill, but it gave me the knowledge of what I'm good at and what I'm actually bad at. So I was like, okay, I know I'm good at this. I'm not so good at this, and it made me just be able to immediately start uni knowing what the pros and cons are, basically.
Is it normal to do an internship right before you start uni?
I think a lot of people will do internships
during or after.
Yeah, during and after. Yeah, as a placement year or as a work experience.
I think that was a good start for you.
Yeah, so doing it before uni, I think, I would much rather do it and would really recommend doing internships like that before uni rather than after.
Can a student get an internship before they start university?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good insight.
Definitely possible.
Yeah. So I don't want to digress too much, but let's try to understand the traveling that was going on, and then you finally moved to the UK and started living here. Started your uni. Started to kind of understand what you love and what you don't in terms of media and filmmaking. And then now you started traveling a lot, solo travel. So what's happening there? How did that happen? I think you were traveling with your family most of the time.
I mean, I guess once you turn 18 and like you get your own independence, you want to do your own thing. And so I definitely had that phase when I was 18, 19, just before, during my gap year, before I started uni. I was like, okay, I can plan my own days now. I can decide where I go, when I go. I in my first that year, this first 12 months of moving to the UK, I travelled to lots of places in the UK just for the fun of it. And I also got to visit a friend of mine in the Netherlands. So that was my first solo flight, I think it was.
First solo flight?
Ever? First time flying by myself on my own was when I was 18.
What age were you?
18.
Wow.
18.
Amazing. And
1 hour to the Netherlands, not far, but still.
But you flew to the Netherlands to meet your friend.
I have a friend in the Netherlands.
So, and now you have been traveling solo to many different places, as far as I know. To Paris, to where else did you go? Amsterdam. Did you?
Again,
Yes, that's Netherlands only.
Netherlands.
So you've done the Euro Rail as well, and right. So after the first instance, after the first solo trip, there's no coming back, right? Like you've now understood that you actually enjoy this space so much. Can you tell me what has been the biggest lesson you've learned through traveling?
I think like traveling really humbles you in many ways. It makes you really appreciate the things that you have, like little things that you maybe normally take for granted at home. I think from traveling, I've learned to gradually be a lot more adaptable. I've become a little more adaptable of a person, and so like getting used to being in a situation where I don't know everything, having to like navigate a language that I don't speak, get by. How do I get by when everyone else is speaking a language I can't understand? And being able to like, connect with people as well. Often when I travel around, I'll stay in hostels.
Yeah.
Because cheap.
Yeah. And then you get to meet so many people, right?
Yeah.
This is what I have observed. I used to do a lot of solo traveling back in the day.
Yeah.
And this is my observation. You're never really alone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
it's like if you stay in a hostel, it's hard to find alone time.
Yeah.
There's nowhere where you can be by yourself.
You're never alone. Solo trips are meant to be sociable.
You have to, or you learn to, I guess, meet people and befriend people very easily when you live the hostel life.
Yeah.
Because you're sharing a room with a few people, and then in the common areas, if you're just chilling in the lounge, sitting by yourself with a cup of tea or something, someone's going to come sit next to you. Yeah.
And especially if you've got a camera, then
Yeah.
it's a thing. It just happens.
Yeah. And often, like, a lot of the people who are staying in hostels, they're in the exact same position that you're in. They're just people traveling, passing through.
Yeah. It's like a transit.
Wanting to experience life and experience the world. So,
If you had the opportunity to travel anywhere in the world, where would you go next?
Wow. I think it depends. I probably have different answers depending on the scenario or like.
Okay, let's start with this moment right now. If you have the opportunity to go somewhere,
like tomorrow,
like
if tomorrow I could go anywhere in the world and spend a day anywhere in the world, I would go to Chengdu, China, to my hometown.
Wow.
Because I miss it a lot. Yeah, and I'd love to go back.
So Chengdu is a special place for you, it seems.
Yeah.
What makes it so special?
Of course, like it's where I was born, it's where I grew up, and it's the place that like just shaped who I am, basically. Yeah, and I think of all the cities in China as well, a lot of people would say, a lot of locals, Chinese people would say, Chengdu is just a really chill city. Compared to the bigger cities like Beijing or Shanghai, the lifestyle of Chengdu is very like easygoing.
Yeah.
People live there just for enjoyment of life. Whereas like in the big cities, the big cities like Shanghai, it's more like people live to work. Whereas in Chengdu, people work to live.
Oh really?
Yeah.
They live. They actually live.
Yeah.
They are in the
Yeah.
So you introduced me to Sichuan hot pot.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you like
Bala Hoguo.
what is it? Bala Hoguo.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you like tell me a little bit about Sichuan?
Yeah.
And why is it so different? We know like Sichuan is a spicy place because even in India we pronounce it as Szechuan.
Okay. Yeah.
But now I know it's actually pronounced Sichuan, guys. In the real sense. So I've heard about this place to be known for its spiciness and food.
Yeah.
What makes it so special, Sichuan?
Yeah, so Sichuan is the province, and then the capital of Sichuan province is Chengdu.
Chengdu.
So Chengdu is the city that I was born in.
Right.
So I grew up in Sichuan province, in the capital, in Chengdu. Yeah, so I think, a lot of the food and the cuisine around that specific area of China, the southwestern provinces, they eat a lot of chilies.
I think that's why they're chill, you think?
Yeah.
Chilies, chill.
Chilies, yeah. I think like for some reason it's actually quite often you'd think if you want to eat hot spicy food you'd eat it in the winter to warm up, right?
Yeah, of course.
But no, in Sichuan people eat spicy food in the summer
yeah.
when it's really hot.
When it's sweating.
And they're like, let's get hotter. Let's eat really spicy food. But yeah, people really love just quality of life and enjoyment of life. That's a big part of the local culture there that makes it very different. It's a very different pace of life, I'd say, compared to other places in China.
Chengdu.
Yeah, Chengdu.
Okay, I'm going next. So you have an understanding of two cultures, two worlds, China and the UK. I just want to ask you, what does culture mean to you first?
Culture. That's a broad question.
Yeah. You can specify it however you want.
Yeah. I guess like, in some ways, culture's the things that you do, whether it's the way you think or the way you act or the words you use or the way you speak. In some ways, culture is like the way you relate to other people.
100%,
Culture brings people together. It's the things that different people from a different part of the world, different parts of the world have in common with each other. But yeah, so I guess sometimes like maybe some people would think of culture as being like a very like intentional thing, like I'm doing this, I'm participating in this festival, or I'm wearing these clothes, or I'm eating this type of food because this is my culture, and that's like a choice that you make. Whereas like I kind of think sometimes culture is actually like it's an unintentional, or like it's something you don't notice you're doing, but you do it anyway.
Right.
It's hard to describe.
Yeah, just
Hard to
like
describe.
when you enter in
Yeah.
an Asian household, be it India, East Asia, West Asia, whatever, you're meant to remove your shoes.
You take off your shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't think about
Yeah,
it. You wouldn't think to do it, but you just do it anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's part of the culture, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And now
yeah.
you grew up with two cultures combined.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you like talk about some of the advantages you've experienced living with two cultures together as opposed to just one culture?
Yeah. I think like I'm able to being able to
That's a break.
Yeah.
1 second. I'll just turn that
Does it have a recording limit? Or-
30 minutes. This doesn't have.
You can ask the question again
Yeah.
if you need to.
Cool. So yeah, growing up with two cultures is beautiful. What is your understanding, and what advantages do you think you have because of living in two cultures?
Yeah. I think I can like. So I'm grew up with both British and Chinese culture. My father is British from the UK. My mother is Chinese, and so growing up, I definitely participated and was a part of the culture and the traditions that both China and the UK has. So like I'd celebrate Christmas, and then I'd celebrate Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
Immediately afterwards. So I think having an understanding of two very different cultures, you're able to relate to more people a lot better, because you're able to understand other people's perspectives a lot more. So I'm able to like kind of look at and see, okay, how would a Chinese person view the UK, and then on the other side too, how would a British person view China?
Yeah.
And I can look at like what the different perspectives are on each other, and like think, okay, I actually understand why maybe some people they like this element of this culture, maybe they find this part of culture a little bit different or difficult. And I feel like if you have more than one culture, you're able to just relate and connect to a lot more people better.
So it just gives you not just a better perspective, a better understanding of how cultures can be relatable.
Yeah, it definitely makes you like, just more generally, I think more empathetic to a lot more people, even to people who aren't or are of a different culture to you. But just simply having and understanding the differences between your own two cultures, you're able to, I guess, soften your soften your ways a little bit and be able to be a lot more accommodating to people who are different from you and who have or come from different other cultures.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
If you could give an example of someone who views their view from Chinese perspective versus the UK perspective, can you give an example of that? So let's say removing shoes, for example.
Yes.
A Chinese person would just do it because it's part of the culture.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because when I first moved to the UK, I lodged in someone's house. I was just like a lodger, renting a room. And then I moved my stuff to them. I was wearing my shoes. Like, okay, great. So where do I take my shoes off? And they were like, you could leave your shoes in your room. And I was like, in my bedroom? What? Because for a lot of Brits, I think it's quite normal to, particularly I think the older generation. Yeah, they would just wear your shoes around the house, and then only when you go to bed take your shoes off. Whereas if you grew up in an Asian household, that's like, no, you don't do that. Yeah. So I think understanding and then being able to understand why people do certain things or a certain way, it makes me be able to, I guess, relate to them and understand them a bit better.
You just reminded me of something with the shoe incident.
The shoe incident. The great shoe incident.
I was honestly quite shocked. Like 4 years ago, I moved to the UK, right? And I was on the bus, and there was a person, I can't remember who it was, but they had put their feet on the seat.
Wow.
They were sitting and they were putting their feet like this.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, this is quite, like this is no in India. You can't do that. And then later I understood that is just how the culture operates, and there's nothing wrong with
I wouldn't say that's normal.
Isn't that not normal?
I wouldn't say that's normal, but still, it's maybe not as offensive. Or
it's not offensive.
Yeah.
But in India, it would be offensive. Like it would be like, no, you
doing,
can't
bro?
do that. What are you doing? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a shock to me personally. But then, as you immerse yourself in the culture that you are in right now, you realize it's not a big deal, right?
And exactly. It's like, in some ways, culture shock is very much, I'm just very used to doing things my way, living the way I'm used to living. And then when I experience or see someone else doing something that's like the opposite of what I'm doing, I'm like, And that's what culture shock is. And the more you, I think, interact with people from different cultures, the more you connect with them and get to know them, the more you get a better understanding of why other people do things differently from you, and then you're able to have a lot more empathy, I think. I always think like a good perspective to have whenever you meet with people who share your culture, or maybe who are from a different culture, is don't think why is it wrong, just think it's different.
No, I agree. See, you've already answered the question I was going to ask you. If you had if you had to make a decision whether to live in the UK or live in China, you would prefer, you just said Chengdu, you would just pack your bags, go to Chengdu. Is there a reason why you would want to move to China? And why do you resonate so much with the Chinese culture?
I've wrestled with this question for like basically the last 10 years.
Really?
Back and forth. And if you asked me this question at different points in time, I think I would have answered it differently.
No, I
would have answered differently. But I think right now I'm kind of like considering, I'm at a stage of life where I'm kind of considering, okay, what do I want to do with my life? What is my life like? What is it going to be for the next 10 years? This is like the best thing about being in your 20s is you can do anything.
Exactly.
You could live anywhere, you could be anyone you want to be, do anything, pursue any career path you want to pursue. Like the options are endless.
Experiment as much as you can.
And so for me, I'm at a stage of life now where I'm like, I've been in the UK now for quite a few years already, 7 years currently. And I'm like, okay, what is my connection to China? Is my connection to China just like a distant fading memory, or is it going to be a part of who I am forever? And in some ways, I do want it to be an active part of me. I want it to be I want to always be able to have a connection to China. So I would like to go back to China, at least for a period of time.
So if you had to sum up, what does China mean to you in 3 words? How would you sum it up? I'm putting you on the spot.
I could do it in 1 word.
Okay, do it in 1 word.
It's home. It's home. Very simple. Like, no need to think about it. It's home. 3 words would be more difficult. I'm like home,
love. Or like whatever. I don't know. I've never been to China. I would love to go there. How would you describe Chinese culture to someone who has never experienced Chinese culture?
Like Chinese culture is very old, very old. Chinese history is very, very old and ancient. China is a very old country, and so they've had a long time to kind of develop their culture. And so there's a lot of like really, really rich traditions that are from like, they've been doing these things for literally thousands of years.
It's very ancient.
Very, very old. So the culture itself is very, very old, and in China, a lot of the values I think are quite traditional. Especially the traditional Chinese culture, of course. It's like strong emphasis on family and community. Very family and community orientated. And how you relate to people is, you want to be able to take care of one another. That's very important. So I'd say people are like really, really kind to strangers. Yeah. Neighbors are neighbors are like family. Neighbors are your family. in
Really?
China. Yeah, yeah. Whereas I come to the UK, I'm like, I have no idea who lives opposite me across the road from me. I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
Whereas in China, it's like all your immediate neighbors are really, really close together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you relate to the people around you a lot better or a lot closer.
I mean, love thy neighbor really applies.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
I have the same experience in India where neighbors are like, you just chat to them on your way out, way in, like they know what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's more community based. I think ancient cultures in that region of the world have been protecting that community sense of the world.
Yeah.
And here it's different, and I totally get it.
Yeah, it's definitely like the classic example of like individualistic versus collective culture.
Yeah.
That's a big difference between East and West.
I was trying not to mention that. But
Yeah. Now that I mentioned it,
I'm glad you mentioned it.
Yeah.
It is somewhat like that, unfortunately.
Because it's very much like the focus is, or the most important thing in many aspects of Chinese culture is your family, your immediate family. But then then the broader circle around the family, your wider family, and then your neighborhood, the community, and it surrounds the family. Basically.
It's like a bubble after bubble. Okay, we've talked about China a little bit. Can you mention some of the good things about the UK, because you are part of UK, and what are some of the best things you found in the UK?
Yeah. Having said all that about China, I do really like the UK. I do like living in the UK. Yeah.
I'm not going to scrutinize you.
Yeah. I think what I love about living in the UK, which ties into why I love traveling, is the UK and Europe is like, so the UK is so close to other countries. Europe is like, in terms of like a continent, it's very, very diverse. You can fly 1 hour and be in a completely different country.
Yeah.
And whereas in a place like China, of course you can travel to other countries, but China itself is massive.
Huge.
Yeah. So I think the UK, in some ways, the best part of the UK is how diverse it is. Both inside the UK, there are people from all sorts of, all different countries around the world.
Or how small it is.
Yeah.
You can travel anywhere.
Exactly. But how diverse it is like you just travel 3 hours, 4 hours, people have a completely different accent.
Yeah.
And like
completely different
the vibe of the towns and cities are very different depending on where you go. And equally so, I love traveling. And so I think being based in the UK makes it very easy to just travel across Europe if you're able to do that.
Like you could literally take a ferry from Poole and go to France.
Yeah.
In less than 1 hour, maybe 45
I don't know.
I've never been there, but I've heard people going there.
But like I've taken the Eurostar train, so I've travelled from London straight to Paris, and you snake round all the countries around France.
How long was the train ride?
Like 2 hours. London to Paris in like two and a half hours. Yeah.
Wow.
So I think in some ways, what's great about living in the UK is just being able to actually connect with other countries around the UK. Yeah.
I think I forgot to ask you the question about filmmaking. This is about the filmmaking side of things. Are there any dream projects that you would really like to work on? If yes, could you mention some of them?
Dream projects. I don't know if it's a dream project or like I wouldn't say it's the number one thing I would really want to do, but I would say one thing that I've always thought about doing is like doing food content.
Nice.
Yeah, cooking and
the
things
food
like that.
ranger.
Yeah. But like specifically, like the food ranger. So like travel food content.
Oh, is that 30-minute again? I guess.
No way.
No, it can't
way. No way.
This is going on.
Yeah.
The Sony going on. Come on, man.
Come on, Canon. Catch up.
So you said you're saying food.
Yeah.
You would like,
so
something like
I've always thought about the idea of like, what if I started a YouTube channel or an Instagram account where I just traveled around to different places, trying the food, the local food of the places. Because I always find as well, like if you like a specific food, a type of food or a specific type of cuisine, you're never the best food is always just where it's from, right? If you will love Italian food, go to Italy. if you love Chinese food, travel around China, and wherever you travel, like when I travel, I like to just only eat the food that's local to where I'm going. Try the local stuff because will be the best food of that region anywhere.
100%. So it would be a food vlogging channel, let's say.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. There's definitely like you say, the Food Ranger. There's definitely like a lot of channels out there that are really inspiring that I love.
Yeah.
Like,
what was the other one? I still am a big fan of them. I'm actually
there's a food channel called There's a food channel called Bon Appetit.
Bon Appetit.
And there's a specific series they do with a Chinese chef called Lucas Sin, I think. And he's like a Chinese American, where he travels around different to trying different Chinese foods, both in China but then elsewhere around the world too. And he's a really, really good presenter. He's really inspiring.
Yeah.
So things like that is like I love to be able to travel, eat food, make videos about it.
I think this dream of creating videos like that would have not been possible 10 years ago, let's say. It was, but now it's so...
Because like people like Anthony Bourdain, like that's a television production. You need massive crews and like production planning and things like that. Whereas now, just one person with a camera is able to do that now. Of course, like of different production, you have different qualities. You just have to plan in advance what you're shooting, where and how you're going to capture it. That's super important too. But it's a lot more accessible now than it was 20 years ago, for sure.
I quite resonate with your with your love for food and your love for traveling. So thank you so much for coming and sharing some amazing moments on the podcast. It's good to know you a little better.
Thanks very much, man.
And it's a wrap.
God. Nice.
Peace.
What's the time? How long has it been going for? That's a TV episode there. 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.